Howdy, everybody, and welcome back to Malenia's Arsenal. I think I did the camera at a weird angle. The series where we fight Malenia in NG7 in with every single weapon. Wow, I am butchering this intro. How about that? We're going to be using the Antspur Rapier. I'll get into it in just a second, but if you enjoy the content, please do leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment if you want to help choose what is next. This one was actually chosen by Zealot Gamer. Was it just that? Did it have numbers? Just Zealot Gamer. Alrighty. Very cool. We are actually going to put the two-handed talisman back on. I had it off, but I've decided not to have it off. We are using the Antspur Rapier, and you can boo me all you want because I'm making it blood loss as well. But I do believe that's probably my best bet for using a rapier. I'll show it off without using blood tax to begin with. But we need to talk about rapiers. Look at the way it doesn't stagger her. You see that? That's really bad, it turns out. R2s do stagger her, but do you see how slow R2s are? Makes it very hard to utilize them properly. And a charged R2 doesn't even do that good of damage. Once we get a chance, we'll check to see if the running R1 staggers her. It does, but for 288 damage. That is abysmal damage. And then the running R2 also does stagger her, but again, kind of abysmal damage. And that is where blood tax comes in. So this is going to make up for the fact that rapiers suck, aka I don't like them. They don't actually suck. I am not very good with them, nor do I think they're a very good weapon class to use against Malenia specifically, honestly. They're not bad, they're just... everything that the rapier does can be done by a heavy thrusting sword instead. I guess I should say thrusting swords, huh? But anything that the rapier does, the thrusting swords do. Heavy thrusting swords can do, and they just do it better. And anything with thrust on it can do blood tax. So... I don't know. I am not going to be fighting her very normal with this weapon, how about that? Which is probably a little disappointing for this being my first thrusting sword, but... it's about the best answer I got for her, I think, with it. The running R2 is actually pretty good, but again, you get just more forward movement if you were using a heavy thrusting sword. So like, why even use this instead? The stat requirements are still outrageous on these. Like, this thing costs 20 dex to use. It's not like crazy hard to reach, but if you're using a small weapon for stat requirements, this isn't it, at least. Although it does do rot, which is another reason to use blood tax, by the way. Totally knew that bleed was coming. Totally. So it's going to be really nice in phase 2 once we actually land a rot. Oh. Overall, I mean, this thing's fine. It does 55 Scarlet Rot buildup, I believe, if you don't infuse it. 50 if you do, so you lose 10%, but you also get a secondary status, and you could run poison if you want as well. Oh, that's sad. I mean, honestly, we're doing fine is the thing. Yeah, I mean, like, we're doing fine. We're not at all utilizing R1s is the thing that is sad about this, right? Also, we are spec'd into using weapon arts, using Alexander Jar Shard of Alexander, whatever you want to call it. Oh, she got rotted. Guys, look. Wow, she actually just started swinging on me there. And that's one of the reasons why you can't use the R1s. Multiple R1s don't even stagger her, and don't even think about using the paired the paired rapier moveset. It's by far possibly the worst moveset in the entire game, I think. Whereas, like, look at how good blood tax is performing, though. Oh, that was good. Do you see how low the tracking is? On the R2s as well, is really low. Making it hard to punish with, at times. We can do a fully charged R2 here, yeah. Like, we by no means have bad damage, I guess. It's just half of it's coming from rot and blood. Like, I whiffed on her point blank because she moved her shoulder in a different direction. Like, that's the sort of issue that I have with rapiers, thrusting swords. But like, look, we've actually turboed her down real fast. This one, I think, is a bit of an exception just due to what it entails, which is rot and can also have bleed. Like, that's really strong no matter what you're using it on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we roll twice. Have you guys picked up on how to dodge attack that clones from me, by the way? I think that's one of the ones that I'm doing a really good job of actually kind of showing off. Another nice thing about blood tax, assuming you don't overcommit like that, and you actually wait till she's open, it heals you on use, which is neat. I'm just getting ahead of myself is why she is not dead yet. Yeah, I need to stop trying to attack her during that and just wait till the opening is there. Yeah, that's a lot better. And then we'll run in and we'll probably do an R2 instead of blood tax, because if she does waterfowl, then we die on the spot for that. We don't really die, we just jump it, but... I also think parrying against her shows off rapiers a lot better than this does, but like, we're making it work, at least, right? And look at that lack of tracking, by the way. We're gonna push on that, yeah. We knew that would be the case, or that was a possibility. I mean, if you want to just keep doing this, I'll keep going for it. Oh, well, she was starting waterfowl there. Alright, this weapon was fine against her, right? It took me, what, 5 minutes to kill her? It's 5 or 6 minutes, but a lot of that was just me playing poorly, I think. I don't know. I think you can get away with any of them that have the ability to change weapon arts, which is all but 2 of them. I think you can get away with blood tax or some sort of weapon art build to beat her with it, right? But that doesn't really show off the weapon very well. S-Stock also is just better. I'm sorry to tell you. Because it has a usable R2. A really good usable R2, I should say. Anyway, we're going to start with Radon here. See what we can do with a little bit of rot and a little bit of bleed. See if that can get us very far or not. When we find openings, we will blood tax him. But because this is also Radon, we are probably better off running probably lacerating crossed tree. Or even better yet, just going with like full defensive here. And we could do block strats with the physic tier, but I'm not typically one to use that, even though I should. I'm just lazy to learn how it actually works for the timing wise. And I actually have the Indomitable this time, which means we can do this. Yeah, we get that punished because of the Indomitable. If he doesn't follow up, I'm gonna try. He did the one attack that actually let that work, by the way. So don't believe that that was actually an opening. Alright, so I gotta say, feeling so far, the timing on your attacks is very free with this because it's such a fast weapon. I will give it that. We'll heal here. So Antspur Rapier is feeling really strong against Radon. Incredibly so, actually. Okay. We're actually so strong that we push past this phase 1 within time to keep my defense buffs, which is a pretty big deal. Right. No, don't do a run attack. I'm wondering if being close to him helps this at all. It does not, by the way. is still just as bad to dodge. Oh, this is why you put on the... Alright, if we die here, it's so unfortunate. Yep. This is why you put yourself at 16 strength, by the way. So that you have the brass shield. And this is a brass shield diff. Big time. And those times where I was getting block broken, yeah, I could have had the brass shield, which has... Oh, you know, only, what, 20 more stability? Yeah, it literally has, like... Wow. Significantly more stability, huh? So that sucks. That's more so on me not being decked out properly. We'll give him one more attempt. Whoops. It's... I should not have gotten away with that, by the way. I don't know. As much as, like... Here's my issue, right? With Radon right now. With, like, Antspur Rapier. The damage is actually good. Like, it's 600 damage a swing isn't that bad. But his health bar looks so massive that it just... feels a lot worse than it is, I think. Also, did you see he whiffed on that thrust? I didn't even know he could whiff there. That hit me, dude. I think this really is kind of like polar opposite of Malenia in a lot of ways, huh? He controls the fight completely, like no matter what you're doing. Alright, phase 2. Nice. I'm just gonna heal. Can I get out? Not while locked on, I can't. I kept not running in a straight line. Alright, we'll try this again. Yeah. I feel like that'd be a lot better if I had brass shield. We'll just heal off of this, I guess. No, we won't. Alright. That has no downtime compared to what I thought. Blood tax I don't think is the option for fighting him. But I do think bleed is the choice. Bleed and rot. Though it looks like his rot just resets when you go to phase 2, which absolutely sucks. Maybe you bleed him in phase 1 and then you swap to rot in phase 2. But I don't think the number difference is going to be all that different in terms of how many hits you got to land to rot him in phase 2. Because his resistance just goes up at that point. Let's go fight something else. Something a little bit more manageable. This lady, Rellana, she is rather weak to thrust damage and she can bleed. So this weapon should be really good against her. They really did add a chair to this fight, huh? Ugh. I mean, like, yeah, 700 damage a swing. That's good. I think part of the tricky thing with this fight is actually being locked on. It makes a very big difference in where where your dodges work and stuff. Even though it might not feel very intuitive. At times. Wow, she bleeds and rots really fast. That was so bad of me, by the way. I was just panic rolling. Okay. We're gonna do that one more time, actually, because that was so messy of me. That's okay, though. As you can see, when it comes to this game, I still have a ton to learn, especially in the DLC. I am kind of... I guess this isn't quite the right word, but I'm effectively microdosing a lot of it, right? Where, like, the only time I experience these fights is when I'm playing the game with you guys. Which is okay by me. I just don't have much free time outside of that to learn the game anyway, even if I wanted to. Yeah. Wow, she is so weak to bleed. I circled to the wrong direction. We'll heal again. I think you can go very far off of this fight if you... you get a lot of leverage out of the... Wow, holy cow. Sure, I'll take it. I don't care if I had to take that hit. It just doesn't matter with how much damage we got off from it. As you can see, this weapon does a lot better against things that, like, don't stagger normally anyway. Like, it's a lot easier to poke at something that is built to not stagger anyway. She's probably just about to bleed and die, or just die in general. Yeah, alright. This weapon kind of rules against her. Again, it probably rules against, like, most of the DLC, or most of everything besides Malenia, which I think Malenia can give a warped view on a lot of weapon classes because of that, right? Which is where I was glad to do that tier list, but I think I needed to market it differently. And I think I needed to do, like, a better thumbnail and stuff. And I honestly think I didn't put my words very well, my thoughts very well into words, right? This is part of not scripting and also trying something I've never done before. And I don't think it quite worked how I wanted, but it's a start. I gotta learn. I gotta practice that sort of thing, you know? Yeah, this fight is better without lock-on. Man, he bleeds so fast, too. Maybe I just, like, forget how strong bleed is sometimes, because I don't use it everywhere. I use it quite a bit, but recently, there was, like, one comment at one point where somebody said, like, how about you just don't do a bleed build for once? So I didn't, and then I kind of just stopped using bleed in terms of, like, actually using the bleed infusion. I started using, like, a cult at most. It makes a difference, dude. Is he rotted too? Yeah, alright. I think I'm, yeah, far enough to not even get hit. The reason why I went to this guy, by the way, if you didn't know, him and Rellana have the lowest thrust resist of any of the bosses in the DLC. With them both being at just 0, so they just take full thrust damage. But I usually go for Rellana first because I think she, as much as I might not like her very much, I think she's a better fight. It's weird. I don't think either of them are actually bad fights. I think I'm just picky, is what a lot of that comes down to, by the way. We'll go fight Messmer, and then we'll call it there, I think. I think this weapon's really good. I think against Malenia, it's okay. Luckily, you have blood tax and things like that, honestly, because, like, those open up a lot of options. Can we get this? Yes, we can. Blood tax also helps with, like, status application, which is nice. Yeah, if I had only done one poke there, it would have worked too. We'll blood tax him here. You know, I've actually not ever used the Antspur Rapier before this. It's, like, just really good in general. I never knew, dude. Who would have guessed? Something that has bleed, rot, and lifesteal turns out to be pretty good. Okay, when you put it like that, I guess it's not that surprising, huh? I rolled too early. Whoops. That's okay. I rolled too early, and then I rolled late. Or I guess on time because I rolled early. We'll heal. I mean, like, yeah, this really isn't all that bad, huh? Whoops. He has so many openings where you can actually get, like, go for blood tax, huh? They're not all, like, fully safe, but, like, they're pretty close. He's actually rotted. We could just, like, wait him out. Did we hit him in the middle of that? Hold on. That was cool. I was just letting him die to rot, by the way. Because it's funny. Is that the same as this gesture? No, but it's pretty similar. Okay, it's not at all similar, really. We'll go... How long is this video? 20 minutes? Guys, I want to give you a bit of a longer one. Yada yada, something something. I hate to say it, and it's not surprising. I think this weapon's actually really good outside of Malenia, but I think Malenia skews what I view as good most of the time, so I don't experiment with things outside of Malenia first. And typically make a lot of judgments off of that. Wow, my roll didn't come out there, huh? Hey, does it feel like when you don't log on, this guy's FOV sucks? Can you just walk this, by the way? Yes, you can. You only have to roll 3 times. That's huge. Ouch. Hey, is this theme used anywhere else, by the way? It always feels super familiar to me, and I don't know why. Oh, I missed twice. That's okay. I almost had the rolling still on, or the roll on that still. That's crazy. Alright. I think that, like, Gaius might be my favorite fight of the DLC, honestly. I think it's just a really good fight. Yeah, alright. And it's cool that he's kind of, like, ready to fight from any position. But, like, it's not just because he's facing you. Granted, I guess most of the time he is. He also just has, like, a kick. So maybe it's not that impressive. I was way too early on that. I gotta say, like, at 20 blessings, it feels like I would be... I mean, I guess at level 215 you would be, but, like, I feel super overpowered sometimes against these guys in terms of how much damage they do. Alright, I mean, that only leaves, like, Romina and Radon. And don't anybody talk to me about Bale. But, I think I'm going to call it there, because I assume Romina has good rot resistance, and I don't feel like dealing with that, so I'm not going to. Thank you very much for watching, though. Thank you to Zion Gamer, is that who it was, who recommended this weapon and gave me a new view on rapiers, honestly, because I have been dismissing them for a while, and I know they're good, but I had to use them myself to really justify that, right? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.